Hey guys, and welcome back to the CTFC Perspective. Now in today's video is actually a requested video from one of you guys. I'm going to put the comment on screen right about now. But it's essentially grading CTFC players and how they performed this season, who's done well, who's not done so well, and speak about that. And like I say in every single video, before I go any further, if you actually have any ideas that you guys personally want to see, please pause the video, go down to that comment section, and I will try and make every single video, guys, that you want to see. So there is a fair representation. I have chosen all the players for Cheltenham Town that have played more than 5 games this season. Because otherwise, if I'm ranking them and they haven't played that much game time, they could have good stats, but obviously the longevity of those stats is what really bumps them up the list and shows how good they've been throughout the season. Cheltenham fans, I do apologise if some of your favourite players have been bumped down this list. Maybe this is due to injury, or in one special person's case, you already know who it is because they joined in January. But it's just got to be the way it is because longevity really proves how good a player is. Now, if you do disagree or have a few queries about where players are and why they are, I'm going to try and explain it, but this is also, as well as facts and statistics, this is very opinionated. This is mine and Tyler's opinions. So yeah, like I said, if you want to leave a comment about what you think as well, we're all up for your opinions. So, with the added stipulation that players have to play a certain amount of game time, this narrows it down to a pool of 23 players. And that about wraps it up for the introduction of this video. Please, if you haven't already, can you subscribe to the channel? We're really trying to get to our next subscriber goal of 300 subscribers as soon as possible. And let's get into the video.
Who do you think will top the list?
Starting off at the bottom of this list, the new boy, the loanee, Tom Nichols.
I would understand why some people are annoyed for me putting him here, but the stats don't lie. He shouldn't really be on this list because even though he has played the 5 games, which I said that is the threshold, he has only played a total of 110 minutes. But then again, within those minutes, he's got 0 goals and 0 assists. You just got to do better considering he's a main striker and he can play on the left as well.
Just a scrape away from bottom in 22nd position, we have Rowan Ince.
Okay, so this was one of the first names me and Tyler actually put on this list because he just hasn't been good enough this season. He's played 9 games in total, some starts, some off the bench, this encompassing to 274 minutes. He's lost his head a few times, getting 1 yellow and 1 red, and on the ball he's just so clunky. He's got a terrible first touch and he just has to be this low on the list.
In 21st place, we have one of our more forgotten about strikers, Tavon Campbell.
Just to make it clear if it wasn't already, I'm basing all of these stats off of their league performances. If a player has excelled in the Cups, I do apologise, but I'm basing off this season rather than the Cups also. So, in the league, Tavon Campbell has made a total of 11 appearances, getting up to 477 minutes, so a decent amount of minutes, and all he's got from that is 1 yellow card and 1 assist. For a striker, once again, really needs to improve.
Just above him in 20th place, another one of Cheltenham's less required strikers this season, George Lloyd.
So, this was a really tough one to choose as their stats are really comparable. George Lloyd has made an extra appearance, but he's actually played 11 less minutes. They've got the same amount of contributions, 1 assist, 0 goals. And the only reason I'm actually putting him in 20th is just because he's played less minutes.
In 19th place, it's a player who I personally like, but just because of that blunder alone, it has to be Owen Evans.
The goalkeeper obviously came in because of Scott Flinder's injury. He's played 11 times for Cheltenham. He's kept 4 clean sheets and only conceded 7 goals. But the reason why he's this far down the list is because if you haven't seen already, he pretty much scored an own goal.
Moving from 19th to 18th, from goalkeeper to striker, we have another one, Jonte Smith.
Finally, we have a striker which has a goal. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist, as well as 1 yellow card in his 12 appearances. This obviously getting up to only 276 minutes. Lately for Cheltenham, he's not even been in the squad, so I think he's a very forgotten about man, but he's got more goal contributions than the other strikers before him in this list, so he's got to go above them.
17th in this list, I'll have to hold my hands up. I can't lie, I do not know too much about this guy, but I will try and give you a great explanation of his season and why he has got to this position, but it is Joshua DeBio.
So you may be confused why I've put him so far up in this list. It's because even though he's been let out of the squad and he has only made 7 appearances, this adding up to 299 minutes, on the ball he just looks so confident and he can dribble, and for a left wing back he's very solid in the defence as well, and he helps out both attack and defence. That's why he's here.
Going from a fullback, which I personally do not know much about, to a fullback which I don't know how is getting so many minutes, it is, of course, Sean Long.
The man who has played predominantly at right back but can also play as a left fullback as well has played 34 games for Cheltenham this season. He's managed to bag himself 1 goal and 3 assists, a bit of an aggressive side also, getting 3 yellow cards. All of his games have added up to just under 2,900 minutes, so really good for the fullback, but I just don't think on the ball he deserves as many minutes. Maybe give DeBio or someone else a chance just for a few more games rather than giving him the whole chunk. But if he's favoritised by the manager, he obviously fits his style, and that's why he's in the team.
We are about 1/3 of the way into the video now, so in 15th place, one of Tyler's personal favourites, it is Max Sheaf.
During his loan, he managed to pick himself up 19 appearances and get 2 goals, giving himself a goal every 568 minutes, which isn't bad for a box-to-box central midfielder.
Moving swiftly on to 14th position, we have Chris Clements.
He is just another Cheltenham player, which isn't really spoken about because he just keeps quiet and he does his job. He does what he needs to do in the middle. He can play anywhere you want in the centre of the park. You can play as an attacking role, a defensive role, a box-to-box, whatever you need. He's managed to pick himself up 3 assists in his 1,492 minutes, and that's pretty much it. He's a mediocre guy, deserves a mediocre number in the list.
It makes me quite sad to put him this high up in the list, but in 13th place, I've gone for Will Boyle.
I've gone for this image because it is one of my favourite goals memories-wise from Cheltenham, because it was one of the first goals that we actually recorded in one of the vlogs. This is one of the only 2 goals that he's actually scored this season, giving him a goal every 499 minutes, and he's only managed to get 13 appearances. This is mainly because of injury, but also because of the great performances of the other defenders in this list. That is why they're so high up on the list. So maybe I would have put him a bit higher, but just because he's not actually been in the squad, you can't go any higher than this.
It's getting quite tight now. Who is going to make it into our inaugural top 10? But in 12th place, it is Luke Varney.
I think he's getting slowly rinsed out of the squad as he is the fine old age of 37. But even at the age of 37, to get 7 goals and 2 assists in 21 appearances, giving himself a goal contribution every 210 minutes is something that you really shouldn't be disappointed about. It was quite hard for me not to put him in the top 10, but there's just a lot of competition to deal with.
Another man sadly struck by injuries, by far the best goalkeeper in the league, in mine and Tyler's opinions, it is Scott Flinders.
I can keep this one nice, short and simple for you guys. If he didn't get injured, he'd be in the top 5 in the list, no problem. 25 games, 20 goals conceded, 9 clean sheets, only 1 yellow card. He is one of the sole reasons why we have the best goal difference in the league.
And just making it into the top 10, the man that has provided one of the best limbs, one of the best goals we have on the channel, it is, of course, Ruben Reid.
Some of you may wonder why he is ahead of Luke Varney in this list, but it's mainly because of the importance of his goals. Obviously, all 3 of them being winning goals. 3 goals in 9 appearances, picking up a yellow card as well. He's a very clinical finisher, and even though he's only just coming back, I can see a lot of him for the future, and yeah, he's just got to be in this top 10 in my opinion.
Only 4 words are needed to describe the man in 9th place. Midfield maestro, penalty perfectionist. It is Connor Thomas.
What else is there to say, really? He's managed to get 26 games for Cheltenham this season, getting himself 6 goals and 1 assist. I'm pretty sure 5 of them goals were from the penalty spot, but if I'm wrong, I do apologise. He's picked himself up 1 yellow card as well, and he can do anything in the midfield. He can attack, he can defend, he can be a box-to-box, and yeah, he doesn't miss penalties.
Just above him, though, in 8th place, another Cheltenham midfielder. It's the Villa lad, Jake Doyle-Hayes.
Surprisingly, having very similar but different stats to Connor Thomas, Jake Doyle-Hayes has played 30 games this season. He's picked himself up 1 goal but got 6 assists, and proving that he can do anything for a clattering challenge, picking up 5 yellow cards, really helping the team when they need it. For a young lad, he's not scared to ever put a challenge in. He can play anywhere in the centre of the park.
Next up is a Cheltenham attacker. We haven't got too many left, so you can probably guess who it is. He's quite small. He got sent off for slapping a player. He scored a few goals on the channel as well. It is Alex Adai.
Within his 25 league appearances this season, he's got himself 4 goals and 1 assist, giving himself a goal contribution every 215 minutes. Yes, there have been players below him in this list with better actual statistics, but I think his work ethic, his pace, his effort, even if he does miss the sitter, he will always try and go for any little smidget of a chance, and that is why he's got this far in this list.
6th place, the man that if he was at the club at the start of the season, he'd easily be one of the best players for Cheltenham Town. But as he joined in January, the man that follows me on Twitter, it is Alfie May.
If you are an avid follower of the channel, you know how much I love this man's style of play, and I cannot say anything but compliments for him. He has played 12 games since he joined the club, getting himself 6 goals and 4 yellow cards. He's played 98% of his possible minutes. And apart from that, putting stats aside, he's got an amazing work ethic. He doesn't stop sprinting. His stamina is insane. He will even bump a defender off. I just think all round he's an amazing striker and an amazing purchase from Cheltenham. It's quite sad to see him only this high in the list, but for reasons which I will explain is why he's here.
Next up, we have a very versatile player. He can play right wing back easily. He can play cam and be one of the best midfielders in the league. It is Ryan Broom.
Now, I've spoken to a few more people since getting most of the way through editing this video, and this could be the most controversial one yet. Ryan Broom not making it in the top 3. Well, I do have reasoning. Even though there are many positive stats that come with him, picking himself up 7 yellow cards, that is because he can play right wing back and cam, so 2 positions which you really need to be physical in typically. He's played 34 games this season, so a good chunk, knowing that he is really liked by the manager. 8 goals and 6 assists, playing 90% of the possible minutes. And apart from all this amazing play and all these compliments, the reason why Cheltenham have done so well this season is because of our defence. There's no doubt about it. We got the best goal difference and defence in the league.
Now, if you can't already tell by the players that have been chosen, but the top of this list is very defensive-minded. This is because you don't have one of the best defensive records in the league for no reason. So, in 4th place, we have Jacob Greaves.
The young lad even managed to pick himself up a Young Player of the Month award all the way in October. He's only 19, and I wouldn't say he's one of our starter centre-backs at the start of the season, but he's covered well for Will Boyle. He's even managed to get himself a goal, getting himself 29 appearances for a 19-year-old centre-back is good. No red cards, so it means even though he's disciplined, getting himself 6 yellow cards, he's not stupid getting sent off. It really helped the team defensive backline, and yeah, that's about it. Solid centre-back.
Now, we have reached the top 3. Who will the bronze medal go to? Well, it is one of the centre-backs. It's not our captain. It is Charlie Raglan. He arguably my second favourite Cheltenham player. He's a defensive rock and he's very, very deserving of this bronze medal.
Another one of Cheltenham's great free transfers. He's almost played every single game this season, 93% of the minutes, stacking up 35 appearances. He's managed to pick himself up 1 goal and 1 assist from centre-back as well, and also being disciplined with his challenges, getting 5 yellow cards but no red cards once again. I've never seen him put a wrong foot in, and yeah, very deserved of this bronze medal, like I said.
There are only 2 left now, so who will go second place and who will come away with the gold? Well, in second place, we have the man that's got a free kick in his locker. I didn't think he could do it. He's pacing down the wing. He can whip a ball in from anywhere. It is Chris Hussey.
In my opinion, he's a very underrated player. He's managed to play 86% of the possible minutes this season, getting 33 appearances. 1 goal which he scored was an absolute peach of a free kick. Also getting 6 assists from his beloved left wing back spot. 3 yellow cards and no red cards, really showing that Cheltenham defenders or players in general don't really like to pick up reds. Just great player all round, really.
Now that just leaves us with one man. It is the captain, the man which never backs down from a challenge, the defensive rock, the man which rarely ever makes a mistake. He even pops up with goals and assists. It is Ben Tozer.
Easily said the most underrated player in the entire club. He's played 94% of the minutes. That is 34 appearances, picking himself up 3 goals and 2 assists from centre-back. I believe he even played CDM one game, showing that he's actually versatile. Also, 3 yellow cards, saying that he can really just get a last-ditch challenge to save the club, and no red cards as well. He's been a great captain, a leader throughout the season, and well done, Ben Tozer.
And that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you did like this video, I've got to ask you guys one more time, as I really would appreciate the support. Could you please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. As always, my Instagram, my Twitter, and Tyler's Twitter will be in the description. If you did like this video, 2 videos like this will be on screen shortly. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.